when it comes to black leadership, we are our own worst enemies. We reject it outright. We fight against it. We want to be the leader. And even if we don't want to be the leader, we'd rather there be an absence of leadership to enable or facilitate the stagnation that we currently face. When we look, for example, up until recently, we look at on the African continent and we look at their national teams. The managers were white. Okay, we look in sport in the UK, very few, if any, black managers. We look in the boardroom, we see very few black leaders. We look in, I can go on, there's so many things that are going through my mind at the moment now, but when we look among ourselves, okay, in the black churches, there is black leadership. There's black leadership, but there's white Jesus. Go figure. Yeah, black leadership, but white Jesus, blonde-haired, blue-eyed. Amongst black Muslims, you mentioned the group earlier on, which you know I consider a cult. The leadership, the dominance, the financial flow, all Asian. Now, and or you will have white leadership. When it comes to black leadership,
on this particular subject, you know, I know a bit of the history, even though I wasn't a Muslim or around, even I'm younger than you brothers, but you left that vacuum. And me personally, I know partly it's your fault, with all due respect and love. You are my elder. But when you left the UK, and alhamdulillah, you pursued your academic studies and your profession, and alhamdulillah, your career, and you've done a lot. But you was one of the few, or if not the only, black competent brother who had the guts to stand up and take important decisions and be a man. Which, when you left, he left that gap, you know, and others who are, you know, they have a culture of ambition, and you know that we as a community, we're not that ambitious, like, unlike the Asian community. It's easy to see that just looking at the colonial history of Britain in the subcontinent in comparison to the Caribbeans or Africa. You see a massive difference. The Asians have adopted far more positive qualities from the British, if we can call them so, which they have, alhamdulillah, I believe is partly part of their culture.